What's up, team? Welcome to your 30-minute full body build, Locked In. Now, this is a different style for me and my strength classes. We're gonna do a circuit today. We're going to be doing upper body and lower body and then combining them together, which means we're not gonna be changing weights a lot, but we're gonna be working more time under tension. So think more endurance in our muscle building rather than going for PRs or going for just really heavy lifts. So things might feel a little different than usual, but I'll be with you the whole way. Let's get ourselves nice and warmed up because once we get going, this one's going to be sweaty. So take your feet right underneath your hips. We're gonna start with a soft bend. As always, find the ground, big toe, baby toe, heels. Press into that whole foot. Feel yourself lengthen up, wrap through the core, relax the shoulders back and start those little swings opening up the arms. In these first few breaths, I want you to really fill the lungs. Feel your whole rib cage expand for the front, the sides, the back. Push the feet against the ground, feel everything around you, and then focus in as much as you can, relaxing through the face, the shoulders, letting those arms swing, feeling all your feelings, because I'm gonna need you to be in it for this one, because we're using all these different pieces of our body together and different energy systems. We can't get distracted, and we've gotta give it our all. Big open here. Go ahead and take the feet a little bit wider. Pull the ribs in, squeeze the butt cheeks together, and then come side to side with a little pendulum. Stretching, so pushing through the feet, letting the inner thighs kind of grip into the ground here. Feeling a little taller, opening through. Last one. And hold it here. Take the feet even wider, push the hips back, so we're in kind of a sumo deadlift position. Hands come to the outside or inside of the thighs, and then press the shoulder down as you press away. So starting to stretch those hips back, pressing the knee out, finding your balance through those feet, and then just opening up that T-spine a little bit. We'll go 2 more. Nice work. Finding the sink back, go ahead and just shift over to one side, easy peasy. Bring the toe forward, step back a little further. Make sure your weight is still in the big toe, the baby toe. Lean yourself into more of a hinge shape, then draw the outside arm back like you're starting a lawnmower. All the way down, pressing my elbow into my knee, opening up that hip. We'll go 2 more. Nice work. Come all the way through center, do it again. All the way over. Turn that toe parallel, sink back a little lower, really hinge down, draw the ribs in, relax the shoulders back, reach for me and pull. So pressing again, that elbow into the knee, kind of pressing that knee out so we can open the hips slightly as we're moving through that middle of the back T-spine. Last one. Go ahead and stand all the way tall. Amazing. Coming all the way down to the other side, let's shift into a runner's lunge. So foot is underneath the chest, hands are on either side of that leg. Extend that back leg back for me. Now we should feel long in the spine, not compressed. So pull the ribs up, kind of brace the core, bend that back knee and straighten it. Bend and straighten. We'll go 2 more. Pushing into the foot that is underneath the arms. Last one. Nice work. Go ahead and bring the hands down, draw everything back, find a plank. Other foot comes forward, same thing here, feeling length in the spine, pulling up through the ribs, we bend and we lengthen. Waking up that hamstring, waking up the quads, working those hip flexors. Last 2, nice work. Last one, hands come down, push those legs back, come into your first pike position, knees bent as much as they need to be, and simply shift from that pike into your plank. Now as we get to that plank, I want you to load your shoulders over your hands, let the chin come past the fingertips, and really press into the ground, letting those shoulders rotate, and feeling light and lifted. Coming all the way towards the toes here, drawing the ribs in as you contract the quads away, and let's just hold in our plank to finish. So really draw up, push against the ground, wrap the rib cage to push towards the backside body. Imagine someone's underneath you pushing your ribs up. You're pushing back for 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Come all the way down, shake everything out, and pause here if you need a little bit more time to warm up. You are allowed. We're gonna get right into the work. Now, as I said a little bit in the intro, we do not need to go super heavy in this workout because we are compounding our exercises. Now, this is not the best way to get a PR in an exercise. We're not going for pure strength today. We're going for coordination, we're going for balance, we're going for athleticism. We need all sorts of strength if we want to be more athletic in our lives and more resilient. And I like training this way, not every day, But to see kind of where I'm sitting in that athletic spectrum, we're gonna start with a push press for 30 seconds. That's using the legs to push the weight overhead. We're gonna go directly into a dumbbell squat with the weights on the shoulders. Then we're gonna put them together with a single arm thruster. One arm goes up, then the other. So all in all, it's about 60 seconds of squats, 60 seconds of presses with a little bit of in between. It's fine, it'll be fine. Load the weights up, bend into the knees for me, draw the core in. And let's go. So bend and push, and drop it down with control. Bend and push. Now on the push press, we get to use our lower body to give ourselves a little more momentum, but we need to be really thoughtful with the deceleration, with bringing the weights back down. When we're pushing ourselves up, we don't let our butt stick out, we don't let our ribs jut out, we keep the ribs nice and braced. That 360 pull, last one. Weights come to the shoulders, quick rest right into our squats. Let's go to a depth that makes us feel good, and keep that brace. So range of motion is really gonna be what is comfortable for you. We wanna keep tension all the way through. A tiny turn out in the toes is okay, but let's not go too wide here, because we do wanna work into the flexion of that hip, really trying to press the ground away at the bottom without letting the ribs or the belly kind of push away. We'll get a quick rest here. Nice work. So lower body and upper body are feeling good. I'm gonna drop one weight, going into my single arm thruster. Boom, 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 and then we'll switch every time. You ready? Let's go. This is when our athleticism comes into play. Boom. We're gonna keep moving for that 45 seconds. If you want to drop the weight in the center, that makes it easier, go for it. Or if you want to do half on one side, half on the other, that is fine too. Really pushing yourself into that squat position. Boom. I like to put my other arm out for balance, so I'm not leaning too far in and getting that full extension here. Boom, bicep next to the ear, core is nice and tight. We'll get our 30-second rest after this. We've got it. And rest. Amazing. Shake it out. Next up is our hammer curl with our curtsy lunge. We're doing again those two together. Starting with our hammer curl single arm. Right? This is heavy. So if that is too heavy for you, you can grab one weight and curl with one weight, right? Just keeping those palms facing in, the thumbs facing up. That's our hammer curls. We're not rotating. After that, we'll go into our curtsy lunge, and then we'll put them together. One curtsy lunge, one hammer curl. You ready? Big deep breath. Let's go. Nice and controlled here. No rush. Breathing. Ribs pulled back. Shoulders rolled back. Neck is nice and long. I like to think of my collarbones really staying wide here, so not letting those shoulders start to roll forward. Checking in with my ribs, seeing if I can drop them down, but at the same time push into my heels and feel a little taller in the spine. Last one. Boom. Nice work. Holding those weights down right into our curtsy lunge. Turn those toes out slightly, brace the core again, and let's go. Take that step. Now, your leg should come right behind your other leg. So it's almost like you're doing a single leg squat with that little turnout. We're not rotating here. Shoulders and hips stay nice and square, and you do not need to touch the ground, right? Your range of motion is yours. Just stay nice and centered over those legs. Last one, boom. Wow, inner thighs are starting to feel it. All right, next up, 45 seconds, we put them together, right? You're gonna curtsy lunge, you're gonna give me a hammer curl. You can do singles, you can alternate, or you can stick with me. Let's go. Curtsy lunge, boom. Core tight. Make everyone count here. Lunge, push, amazing. When you come down into that curtsy lunge, keep the collarbones nice and wide. We got time, right? And if you get too tired with those hammer curls, go ahead and do 2 curtsies and then go. This is up to you, right? We're maximizing our time here. Now we're testing what we can do. All the way through, boom, and rest. Amazing work. Now, we have some time here. If you do need to switch your weights, if you want to go a little heavier, you are more than welcome to do that. This next round, we're going to be doing upright rows. We'll alternate those. Then we'll go into our sumo deadlift, right? Then we'll do our sumo deadlift with an upright row. Can you believe it, right? It's gonna be great. Now there's a lot of hinging, so we wanna really make sure our ribs are dropped, we're squeezing our glutes together, and that we're lengthening through the low back, not sticking out the booty too much, because that'll cause some compression here, right? So as we come down, we really drive up. When you pull to that upright row, that high pull, we wanna make sure we've locked our core in. So get that 360 weight belt on. We're not just sucking in, we're wrapping all the way up by pulling our ribs in, pressing them back, opening our collarbones, and continuing. Now, if you're feeling good, we can go for a little boxer shuffle. If you've got your weights a little heavier or you're sticking with what you got, you are good to go. Now, this workout should make you feel energized after. You should not be totally dead. We're gonna finish after this round with a core round that is going to exhaust that core out. So make sure this whole time we're using that brace, we're supporting our spine, and let's use those glutes as well. All right, grab those weights. Upright rows are first. My upright rows, I roll back slightly to keep myself from getting that pinch, and you can do the same. Here we go, drop back. Nice. Now I'm going alternating here because upright rows can be pretty fatiguing. And we're going to be doing those 2 sets, right? So I want to make sure we have enough gas in the tank, because after this we're moving into low rows all the way down. Really feel that weight drive down. Don't let gravity take over. All the way. Nice work. Sumo deadlift time, weights together. Really squeeze those glutes for me, okay? So we take it down and we drive it up. Lower and lift. Driving those knees out. Bringing those weights straight down and even slightly back. When we're going lighter on our sumos, we can go a little faster, which can give us that little bit more of a pump. Amazing. Really drive those knees out. And get ready for that little cardio hit here. Nice work. All right, 5 seconds to rest, then we get into it. We've got that sumo deadlift with that upright row. Let's have fun. Take it down and drive. Good. All the way down. That top. Squeeze the cheeks together. Press the feet into the ground. Drive that core. You've got this. Boom. Come on. Sink those hips back. Brace all the way, go as slow as you need to. Find your tempo. Find your flow here. Rest when you need to, right? My time does not have to be your time. We're trying new things. We're challenging ourselves all the way down. And amazing work. Go ahead and rest. Woo, heart rate is up. Let's slow it down. Let's get back in our bodies. Next up is our bent over low row. We're doing a traditional low row, right? And then we're going into a lateral lunge. Hold those weights side to side. Then guess what? Guess what? We're gonna go into our lateral lunge. And they're gonna give me a low row. And they're gonna lateral lunge. They're gonna give me a low row. You know it by now. Shall we do it? Let's do it. Give me a squeeze. Now this shouldn't feel too heavy for your low row. We're waking up that back. We're really bracing through our core. I know I say it a lot, but get that weight belt on. You know what it looks like, right? It's that belt that hugs all the way around. Drive those elbows back. Keep the collarbones nice and wide. Keep that 360 breath. We're almost there. Squeeze. Nice work. Stand tall. Lateral lunge. Let's do it. Framing the leg with the weights. Big deep breath. Let's go. Boom. Find your center. Really try to sink back here. Keep the weight over the midfoot. Don't let the weights swing forward. They go straight down, kind of like a suitcase squat on either side of that leg. I want tension all the way. Really push. Drive that foot away from the ground. Heart rate up with the lower body. Strength up with the upper body. And rest. We do it again, right? 45 seconds. We're gonna take it down, find our center. Give me 1 row. Let's hit it. Find it. And 1. Nice. All the way down. Nice work. Deep. Boom. Feeling it. Draw it up. Only core after this, friends, so really stick to it if you can. Nice work, nice work. Sink, drive. You've got this, you've got this. I know we've been holding that hinge for a while, but I know you have the strength in that back. I know you have the strength to push all the way through. 5 more seconds, 1 more rep. Your glutes on fire. Boom. Nice work. Whew. Wow, I know you did something that just made you proud, so come all the way down. And if you're feeling a little dizzy or lightheaded, walk around your space for a bit before you come down to the ground, because we will be on our backs. Now, if you're someone that struggles with the leg lowers or heel drops or reverse crunches, it's always okay to get a little towel, something thin, roll it up and place it right behind your neck for some support, or into your lower back for some support. I'll be doing some of these exercises weighted. Totally up to you if you'd like to do the same. We'll be going quickly back to back. I'll try to preview the next exercise during the transition, but keep your eyes on me. So we're gonna start with our dumbbell sit-up. Knees are bent, pressing into the heels. We come all the way down, and we're going to sit up, pressing that weight overhead, and coming all the way back. From here, we'll drop into heel drops, keeping the weight there if possible, and then reverse crunches. Again, keeping the weight there if possible. If not, set it down, no big whoop. Let's get to it, friends. Straight up overhead, all the way up. Again, body weight is fine here. Boom. Rolling over those glutes, getting that nice tall spine. Biceps frame the ears. When I sit up, I want to feel like someone just kind of pushed a wall behind me. So nice tall spine. If you want more of a challenge, straight legs on the way up. Nice work. We have time for 1 more. And bring it down. Amazing. Coming into that tabletop shape, let's push the weight overhead, draw the ribs, and maybe even lift the shoulders slightly. From here, we drop one heel, nice and slow, bring it back. So I want you to add resistance here. If you're lifting the weight overhead and you're in this crunch position, the resistance is there. But if you're just letting your heels drop, you're not doing the work. I want you to imagine you're pushing through molasses here. Pull the ribs in. You're pushing through quicksand. What makes sense to Gen Z? You're pushing through slime, really thick slime, all the way down, all the way up. I'm sorry, Gen Z, I know you're not into slime. Lift on up, pull the ribs in. I'm becoming a boomer. Go through those reverse crunches. So lifting the knees up and then coming back down. Now, if your neck is starting to hurt because of the weight or the shoulders lifted, drop it down. Just try to keep yourself from overly extending that low back. Really keep this small and keep it compressive, okay? You can always drop that weight if you need to and bring it back when it's time for the toe touches, or you can get rid of it completely. 3 more breaths. Control that descent. Nice work. Next up is our toe touch crunch. We're just gonna try to touch those toes. Again, tiny, tiny movement. Let's go. Boom. 30 seconds. Instead of just trying to touch the toes, can you also lift those hips slightly? So the hips lift as the shoulders lift. Holy moly. What a big difference that makes. Nice work. Boom. Breathe through it. These do not get easier, I promise. Lift those hips if you haven't yet. See if you can squeeze that whole body together. Super small. Last one. And rest. All right, quick active rest here. We're going for a super slow hip bridge. Weight can stay on the hips if you'd like. Rolling all the way up and rolling all the way down. Nice. Toe heel to toe feet, so they're at least in parallel position here. Rolling all the way up and rolling all the way down. Nice work. We're gonna go 3 more seconds here, and I want you to hold it up for me. Go ahead and place the weight to the side. Lift one heel up, flex that foot, and start to lower and lift. We'll do about 15 seconds on each side, warming up those glutes a little, and then we'll get back to our beautiful core section. Really drive that foot into the ground. Drive the other foot up. We'll go 3 and 2. Nice. 1 and 1. Bring it down. Other foot comes up. Flex that foot. Even out the hips low. and lift. This is a nice break, right? Your core is like, what? I'm fine. I feel good. We're gonna repeat that section, but I'm gonna add some pizzazz, right? If you wanna keep all the exercises as is, you may. But if you wanna add that pizzazz with me, you also may. So we're gonna go for that sit up, either bend the knees, no weight, or straight legs. So let's go all the way up and down. All the way up. Now here's your pizzazz if you want it. We can press the weight up and bring the weight down. Press and bring it down. When you come to that seated position, please wrap that core. Don't just let the ribs flare. Bring everything in. Sit-ups are always hard for me. All the way down. But it's where I can really notice my scoliosis because I am wiggling. All right, weights up, heel drop time. Lift the weights up. We're gonna straighten those legs this time. Now, if that's too much, don't worry. Go back to the bent leg version. We only drop the leg as much as we can control, okay? So if your leg drops to here and you lose tension, then that's where you are. We wanna keep the ribs pulling together in the front body. We have those ribs really knit. All the way down. Holy moly. That little bit of fatigue is really setting in. Nice work. And draw it up. Reverse crunches, we remember them. You can drop the shoulders, rework. All we do is lift. Now I want to add a little corkscrew element. So you lift, drop your hips one way. Lift, drop your hips the other way. Good. So we're just shifting the hips, but we're keeping the shoulders as is. You can bring that weight down. You can do what you gotta do. Beautiful. Oh, these are so hard. They look so silly, but just isolating and shifting those hips side to side really does something crazy to the obliques. All the way up, amazing work, my friends. We're lifting up and we're gonna bring everything down together. So give me 3 toe touch crunches. 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to drop the legs, bend the arms, bring it all the way up. Do it again. Just 3 hips. 1, slow skull crusher or weight to chest, all the way up. Oh my goodness. 3, lift the hips. 2, whole body. 1, woo, all the way. Oh my goodness. Can we do 3, 2, 1? We got it. Last thing here is flutter kicks. I'm gonna bring the weight down. I'm gonna keep my chest up. I'm gonna drop those legs down, and we're flutter kicking. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And if you wanna make it harder, boom. Boom. Keep it tight, keep it tight. We can do anything. I wanted to say 15 seconds, but it's 20. But we can do that too. Breathe. Lift those legs a little higher. Lift the shoulders a little higher. 10. Why did I add this press? We love it. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wow. I really made that and 1 count. Oh my goodness. So fast, so furious. I was locked in the whole time. I hope you were too. That was fun. I love a workout that energizes. Okay, everyone. Just start moving the hips side to side. When we work out really hard, when we do something new, we need to cool down. I say this a lot, but I hope it's something you internalize and something you make yours. You have earned the ability to cool down. You've earned the ability to change your state into a more resting, more calm, or more energetic state, depending on what you need. And there's a different workout for everything, right? A lot of times I see the ratings in classes and I hear like, well, this should have been heavier, this should have been that. And sure, but there's an intention behind every workout, and your training should have that intention in mind, right? Sometimes the workout is for energy. Sometimes it is for full body, just movement and control, building lean muscle and endurance. And sometimes it's going for PRs or to build some big muscles. But we gotta know what we're getting into. And we have to enjoy the ride. The more athletic you become, the better all of your workouts and life will feel. But we can only enjoy that life if we change our state. Okay, grab those knees into the chest for me. Come into deep, deep flexion to really compress the whole body. And then bring those feet down, just like a glute bridge, but toe heel the feet out a little wider. Hands onto the rib cage. I want you to roll up through the tailbone, come all the way in to an extended hip. You can hold on to the sides of the hips so you keep things even, but really push those hips up and squeeze the glutes together. So get a nice stretch here without overstretching the back. So squeeze the glutes together, really push those hips up, and let's hold it here. Relax the ribs down. Open the collarbones, press the shoulders into the ground, really squeeze, 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 and then we're gonna release slowly down, rolling down in 3, and 2, and 1. Nice work. Go ahead and roll onto one side for me. We're gonna do a side quad stretch. Pull the heel in towards the glutes. Bottom leg can be bent, straight, whatever is comfortable for you, but really drawing that heel back. Now I want you to wrap the core and push the hips forward. So squeeze the hips forward and then draw that knee back a little further. So the more we can extend the hips, the more we can pull that knee back. Holding for 2 and 1. Make sure nothing's in your way, like it's in my way. Roll yourself all the way forward, and we're gonna draw that same side knee out. Now shift so your hips are both down, even though this one is open. Draw your elbows in, relax the shoulders back, tuck your hips into the ground. So squeeze the glutes, tuck your hips into the ground, and then slowly push yourself up. Now the straight leg should be feeling all the stretch here, but we shouldn't really feel it in the low back. So I want you to try that again. Tuck the hips into the ground, so really squeeze posterior pelvic tilt that pelvis, and then come up, but extend that hip forward. So this is not the low back, it's all that hip. It's nice, right? It's nice. We're all gonna have a different shape of this, but keep working towards it because it is worth it, I promise. All right, flip yourself over. However gracefully that happens, or you just don't have to look at me, that's fine. I'm gonna go into the quad stretch on the other side. I just don't want you to have to stare at my back side. Flexing that foot, pulling the ribs in, supporting yourself. Push those hips forward, try to pull that heel back a little more. I love a lion quad stretch because guess what? Balance isn't always fun after a workout. Come all the way up, draw that knee in. And remember, the hip that's on the other side is the one stretching here. So tuck the hips into the ground, take your pelvis, tuck it under, right? Bring the elbows back, relax those shoulders, push into that hip, rise up through the hips. The hips are extending. This is not a back bend. That's a back bend, right? That's me compressing my low back and letting go of my hips. I want our hips extending. So we lift up and away like a cobra. Come back down. We'll do one more. Push the hips down, big stretch. Amazing. Don't let the lower back take it. Keep lifting, keep tucking. Amazing work. Come on back. Bring those feet back behind you. Curl everything under. We'll do a couple cat-cows here, but I want you to open the knees on the cat-cow, so toes together. Tuck everything under. And then open up. Oh, really extend. Tuck it under. And open up. Let's switch it out. So toes out, knees slightly in. Same thing. Really tucking everything under, but feeling that expansion, that length. And then find your center, curl the toes under, push the hips up, walk the feet towards the hands, hang everything loose, and then roll yourself up one vertebra at a time, push through the heels. As we come up, we are taller, faster, better, and we just did something new, and that is something we should celebrate. I hope you took the time to stretch with me, and I hope something today kind of pissed you off, and I really mean that. I hope there's something that you get to go, well, now I have to challenge myself to do that better, because that's the mindset we're taking into this year. We're not getting discouraged. We're looking at things that challenge us, and we're making a plan so that we can do them later. You might not be able to do it today, but that is just because you can't do it yet, right? We got to take the steps to get there. I will see you on the mat very, very soon. Clean up your weight so you can live in your space. Bye.